Hello, Internet! Shout is here, and it's time for another episode of ShoutStone. I am bringing you a Shoutcast from the Hearthstone beta, as per usual, and we are going to be joining Day9 as he heads into battle once again. So let's get into action right now. It is Thrall versus Jaina. Day9 playing the part of Thrall, the Shaman, and shinyA playing the part of Jaina, the Mage. Some of you may be familiar with the fact that shinyA is actually also a StarCraft player. I've actually have a history of casting some of his games from StarCraft, to a lesser extent. But, yeah, so this should be fun. I'm sure Day9 is well aware of shinyA's history. But without any further ado, let's see what Day9's going to decide here. So he's still looking at his few cards: Lightning Storm, Lava Burst, Stormforged Axe, and Forked Lightning, just getting rid of that Lightning Storm. A lot of spells, no minions. This could be a very spell-heavy deck, though, I'm not sure. It is a ranked game, regular constructed play, as it were. Flame Tongue Totem, very nice, but you can't really do anything with it without any, you know, minions. So we could get that Stormforged Axe out there and get rid of that, the little guy. But, I mean, he doesn't want to leave it around for very long. You know, you don't want to eat too much of that damage. You know, he's probably going to eat at least the 2 damage off of its attack plus the 2 death rattle. So I guess it's worth coining in the axe and getting it out. And that is what he is going to do. So he tries to reduce it as far down as he can. It does, of course, put 1 point of his mana into Overload. So he's going to only have a 1 mana turn on the next go, but it's not too bad because really the only card he has is that totem, and I don't think he's going to have a chance to do anything with it. So Day9 already down 5 health, but still really another Flame Tongue Totem. This is not really working out the way he wants. He's holding on to those points from that axe because Day9 plays a really smart way in using his weapons for removal instead of just to deal direct damage to the hero. A lot more players would just, you know, throw out whatever and just deal damage straight to the hero really early and not have that removal available later in the game. Alright, so I think Feral Spirit could be a pretty good option to play on this next turn. Again, it is going to lock mana into Overload, but he doesn't really have any other minions or any other options at this point, and it's going to give him a way to kind of deflect some damage and deal some damage hopefully on the next turn. Because the field is clear, so he does have that option. And he could theoretically play that Flame Tongue Totem on the next turn and lock down. Oh, hi Day9. Clicked the wrong button. So he, yeah, he could play that Flame Tongue Totem on the next turn, buff those minions up, and use them either for removal or to start dealing some damage to the hero. So he's going to have a few options on his next turn. Interesting choice. Burns the Fireball straight on Day9. Now, that's a fairly, I'm going to say it, it's a fairly novice move to make. It sounds good on its face, but it's still really early in the game, and he's got 2 minions that can be very well buffed up, and here it comes. 8 damage is going to be looking right in his face. 10 damage, in fact, because he might, if he attacks with that weapon. And that's exactly what he's going to do. So he just burned that Fireball, and the game is basically even at this point. I mean, you know, as far as health goes, the game's basically even. Another Fireball, and he burns it on the opposite, and the hero, that's... I don't like that move at all. It's a really bad move. Day9 can play Forked Lightning on this turn and clear the field. And that's precisely what he does. Now he's going to be able to deal more damage straight in. Another Flame Tongue Totem, so now he's going to be able to buff up the totem if he wants to. Instead, he will get in a Wrath of Air, so now he could play... Well, he doesn't. He actually burned a point of mana, so he's not going to be able to do anything with that. But he is going to play that Flame Tongue Totem and get even more damage, so... Now we're staring at 10 points of damage there, 12 points of damage on this next turn. That is going to end that weapon, but he's dealt significant damage here. And now shinyA's down to 8 hit points. So those 2 fireballs could have been used to either take out a totem, take out one of those minions, you know, start to reduce that threat. Because Day9 doesn't have any more minions. He's got that Azure Drake, which, you know, is fine and all, but come on. Alright, a good Cone of Cold play there. And he follows it up with a Frostbolt to finally start doing some removal. And he does get a bit of control in place as well. But Day9 is still staring at a Lava Burst, which he could play. That would be 6 damage. But that's it. He doesn't have anything else he could do 2 damage with, because it is all frozen at this point. But, I mean, it might as well do it, you know. shinyA is going to be backed up against a wall. He's going to have to remove basically almost everything on that field in order to counter this incoming damage. So, I mean, I would play Lava Burst, and he still has the utility to have Hex, so if a minion does come out there, say with, you know, Taunt or something like that, he can still lock it down. No, instead he is going to play a Mana Tide Totem and hopefully just count on everything surviving for the next round. So let's see what shinyA can do. He is staring at 8 damage right now. Those totems are a big problem just because of their ability to buff anything next to them. Arcane Missiles, he's going to hope for something good. It does not land where he wants them to. That is exactly what he does not want, is where those particular spells landed. So I think shinyA might be up against the wall here at a point where he really can't survive. You know, again, that's a really bad use of those fireballs. He was trying to be really aggressive, but he didn't have anything to back it up with. And I think that's the problem. You know, when you don't have anything to back up your aggression with, you're basically done for. I mean, Day9 has that Lava Burst there. That's going to be 6 damage with that totem out there. So that means those totems would have to die, and the minion would have to die. So, okay, good polymorph, but now it can still kill you. Fire Blast is fine, but he can still die. And he's going to forfeit on this one. He basically knows that that is really the end of the game. So shinyA concedes. Day9 does do a great example, and I think shinyA really lost that game on his own right. You know, again, those fireballs would have been much better used if he played them against those minions instead of against Day9. He might have actually survived that game. But that's going to do it for this episode of ShoutStone. Don't forget, later this week I am going to post up a video with more information about the 1,500 subscriber tournament special that I want to do. And it'll have information on how to sign up and, you know, the information I need and things like that. But anyway, again, thank you all so much for watching. You know the routine. Subscribe, like, comment, Twitter, Facebook. I'll see you all next time.